What a race day. Hello and welcome back to another video. This week we're at Imola for round 5 for another super sprint. Firstly, if you do like the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing for more content like this. Lastly, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter. Now during my practice, throughout the week and a little bit before the race, things were going good. Until race day, when I done my final practice before the actual race, around about an hour, and I just couldn't get a lap done. I got really frustrated, and heading into Q1, that just continued on. As you can see here, I got really frustrated. Cars were bunched up, and a lot of drivers were complaining. I got so frustrated I actually ran my car into the wall there. But with that all done, it was time to start race 1. And things were going to get interesting, because I mean, Imola's not known for its passing. Valtteri Bottas and George Russell, cough cough. But anyway, starting in P30 here, we are off. Coming into these first corners, you got to be really cautious because there's a lot of cars on the grid and people often get bunched up. So jumping on board here with my car, you can see we're getting into this and we're already 3 wide. Things aren't going too great, but we managed to give each other enough space and we get through there without anything. And the Ferrari there, he actually spun off and things were happening out the front, but we're in the back. People usually cause all the incidents and get involved in everything. We got through. I get a run on the cars here, but unfortunately the AMG, it's just a bit too slow and I'm kind of boxed in. Give each other room, and I get past the McLaren there. So great driving from the drivers there, considering this is lap 1. You know, things are going crazy, so that was really good. Coming in here, the corner's fairly tight there, the hairpin, and I don't always get that right. As you can see, I go a little bit wide there, but I managed to stay ahead of the McLaren, and we are heading up the hill now. And this is a rather tricky section. A lot of people struggle with this, but since we're all bunched up, we're going rather slow compared to race pace here, so things were going really well. And we have the GTR going off there. I believe that's Bushel, but he manages to rejoin there. Bit of stuff there with the Aston Martin, but things have gone alright. You know, for Imola, this could have gone way worse for race 1. As we have another car going off there ahead, and more spins, and I think that's Bushel again getting spun, and the AMG. So yeah, I mean, this could have been turn 1, but luckily it wasn't. So we're getting through there, and we have a run on the AMG now, and we managed to get by there. We almost have a bit of contact, but yeah, we did really good there, I think. So almost rounding off lap 1 here with no incidents for us personally, so that was a great start, especially after all my practice and the mess that was quality 1. Yeah, I was very happy with that. Here we're on lap 3, and we've been trying to put the pressure onto this Lambo, but we just haven't been close enough, but we've been trying. And he has a bit of a moment there with the curbs, and as we avoid him there, luckily neither one of us two there gets involved, but it's going to give the AMG a run. And yeah, that's that. There's nothing much I can do about that. It all went wrong for him and it caused me to lose the spot. But on lap 4 here, the AMG actually heads off there and we get the position back. And I'm going to go very defensive into this hairpin here. You can see just getting right into the braking zone, and we managed to get the job done. Now on lap 5 here, I didn't know what was going on. As you'll see here, I'm coming along here, I'm just going to notice carnage. But I had to take a second look at this whole incident, so we'll do that in a second.
So yeah, I've just found what's happened to Megan. I've had to use a different computer layout here just for this incident. But you know how Bottas and Russell came together?
Oh no, Valtteri, it's George.
Similar-ish.
Oh,
Wow,
that's a very unnecessary incident.
yeah.
Like, it's not
Very
that
annoying.
narrow there. Ooh,
Oh.
talking about good rejoins.
Wow.
Okay, I take back my previous compliments.
I would love to see the onboard of Megan when they're spun the wrong way.
Where'd that Audi come from?
That was Biambi. When after they hit D, they went to the left and went to rejoin.
He just
Brakes,
so
brakes,
that-
brakes! Didn't pinch your brakes, it's Ben.
Was not on the brakes the whole time.
This is good education here. So see, Biamis doesn't have the brakes on. Now they should be pinched. And that maybe would have prevented that. Oh, that was a lot of going on there, and I don't want to watch it anymore because it's...
So as you can see there, it was just total carnage, and two drivers, they're just doing completely what they shouldn't have been. I've raised this issue a few times. I'm just glad that it was on stream, and hopefully this issue should get some attention. And I understand we've all been there, we've all made mistakes, but I'm going to leave it there. All in all, I'm just happy it was there and it got seen, and I think incidents like that in future will be addressed a little bit differently, and drivers will think twice about doing silly things like that, including myself. Sometimes you're in the heat of the moment and you just do the wrong thing. You don't mean to, but it happens. Here are lap 7, and I've been trying to put the pressure onto this McLaren for the past lap or two now, and it's been going well. I mean, he's not giving me room, but I'm able to stick on him, and we haven't collided. The guys in front are also battling, so it's a great little pack we've got going here, and I'm trying to get by. And I think the way that I was applying pressure here, I'll let the clip run for a little while here, was pretty good. So I'll let you have a look, and you'll see what I do at the end. I did manage to go off track the same way a few times, but I think this was the worst one for the whole race day. So we're going to take another look at that really quickly from a different camera angle and just have a look at the whole situation there. So from here you can see I'm going to go a little bit wide when we come out this corner, and it's going to cause me to lose a little bit of control in the car, and I'm just going to try and stay out of the way because I knew those cars were behind me. I'm sticking to the right there, and unfortunately because of that, just going to touch wide. Yeah, I'm losing our positions here, and we're going to have a little bit of a battle with the Ferrari, but it's not going to be much going into T1. You'll see what happens. I got on the brakes a little bit early, just stay out the way, and well, that was pretty much that. But now I'm going to get settled into this position here, and I've got two Aston Martins that are going to start really nipping at my my rear end there, especially the one. And this is going to last for a little while, and it was actually quite interesting. But here, things go horribly wrong ahead, and we actually get back 2 positions just because of the chaos. The Ferrari actually hit the Audi there, which caused him to go off, and he's lost 2 positions through no fault of his own that I can really pick up there. But that's that. Lap 11 here, an AMG ahead gets it a little bit wrong, and we're going to pick up a free position. Actually, 3 cars are going to pick up a extra position there. I'm not sure what happened behind me, but the 3 of us get through there. And that brings race 1 to pretty much a close here, with the final thing giving me 1 more position, that Audi running off there. And we're able to keep going. And you see here, the Aston Martin's still on me. He hasn't left me, and he's actually almost going to get a move here, but he's just not quick enough. And I've driven the Aston now for Paul Ricard. I'm going to be taking part in the 8 hours of Paul Ricard, hopefully, that we've been going through our classification. But anyways, moving on. So I've driven that car a little bit, and the traction control on that thing is completely broken. So I know he's going to have really good grip coming out of corners. He's not going to have any issues, whereas myself, yeah, it's not very easy compared to the Aston. So I kind of know a little bit what to do to defend against him. Well, I'm do my best anyways, and we managed to get the job done. He's not going to get a run anywhere, and we're basically going to try and race this McLaren to the line here. And yeah, I'll let these last few corners play out, and you'll see. So unfortunately, I go a little bit wide there again, just a smidge, not as bad as the other time. And I don't think I would have had a run either way. I mean, you only start feeling the slipstream effect of the Imola sign there ahead. So I think he would have kept position even if I had done that last few corners perfectly. But I'm going to go for a little bit of a celebration run here. I was just so happy with that race. I still am very happy. I believe I ended P16 there. No incidents for myself, stayed out of trouble, and some good racing there. And I think the position I got was pretty much where I am at, or where I was at for this race. You know, I was competing against people similar skill level, great driving. A few times guys ahead were having close moments, but that's always going to happen, so you don't know what the whole race was like. But from my point of view, everything I experienced was really, really good. Yes, that's why I actually went for the little bit of a celebration lap there. I was just super ecstatic about that whole race. It was the first race of the season, and also probably at OOR, that I felt like, yep, I really enjoyed that. So it was a good feeling. So here we are for the Super Qualifier, and I put my time up on there. I'm going to let you watch the lap. It was a really great lap. I'll get in touch again at the end and just talk to you guys again, but yeah, so if you got any feedback about this lap, I would really appreciate it, because this is pretty much my personal best time, so have a look. So here we are, practically wrapping up our quali run. Now, I made a silly little mistake here. I was watching the Delta a lot during Q2, and I came through here, and I was just so happy that I'd done a 42.8, because I'd done slightly faster during practice, and the day had been going really bad for me for good lap times. I actually let off the throttle, and that's when I realized, oh, there was still time. I could try and squeeze in another lap. But anyways, I'm very happy with that, and I don't think I could have improved much on that one. So here we are, race 2, about to start. 40 minutes, so it's double the time of race 1. And yeah, it's not going to last long, but I'll let you watch this. Yep, just total carnage everywhere. And I'll let you watch that in real time on board the exact way that I saw it. So here we go. So yeah, really quickly, and I felt like my race was over. But in slow-mo here, I'm going to see this. The Bentley starts braking really early, so I try and avoid him. And I see a gap there, and then suddenly the GTR closes the gap. I try and regain control. The Porsche on the right has a moment. He bumps me into the GTR. GTR back into the Porsche. I'm a pinball. Try to avoid the Audi, and smack. My steering is broken. The front of my car is completely gone. I immediately knew, oh, this was trouble. And just... this is what caused it. Watch the 3 cars on the left there. The GTR gets a really bad start. The Porsche goes for a move. And the MG a bit late. And yeah, he just kind of shoves him along. And from that, everything happened. So at least the OOR guys considered many of us were not even at fault for anything during that. And let us pit. They kept the safety car out a little bit longer so we could repair damage. And this is me, the car in very last, trying to catch up, and they're going to start when they cross the start finish line here. I was a little bit confused whether they'd actually gone or not at this point, so you could just see me holding back a little bit, but no one here is really racing, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But it's practically green now, and we are going, so I was just super happy that a few of us got repairs, including Brits in front of me, I believe it is. Yeah, bit of a wonky thing there. I don't know what I was doing. It just got a little bit interesting, me touching the grass on the left there. Luckily I didn't crash, but we're off. No idea why that GTR was off on the left there. I have no idea. But we're just going to take the position and head on. And on the restart lap, so still the same lap, the AMG just goes off to the right there, and a few of us get an extra spot. On lap 2, yeah, this got interesting. So I finally got a run on the Porsche, and I'm going to play it a little bit safe going to this corner here, braking a little bit early, giving enough space, but we get the job done and we're around the Porsche. And I'm thinking, right, now it's time to head up and get the Lamborghini. And things get interesting. You see they start fighting there before they even get to the chicane. It's a bit of weaving or whatever they're doing. Go into the chicane here, and the NSX is going to have a moment, and that slows down both of these cars. And I have a bit of speed, so I'm going to go around the right side, but that's not going to really work. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't want to slow down as much to get behind the Lambo, but now the Porsche has gotten around as well, and we're heading up the mountain here. And I'm going to go for a run on the NSX on the left, because I know he can't really move that way, so I'm going to take advantage of that. Grab the inside line, and he has to go really wide, so that's pretty much sealed the deal for that move. And we're back trying to fight the Porsche. And again, the Porsche and the Lambo here, they're doing their thing. Lambo makes a bit of a late move. Luckily, we didn't collide there. Got on the left, and yep, they're going to actually touch each other there. The Lambo's going to punt the Porsche, and I get 2 positions for nothing. And on lap 8 here, the Lamborghini is going to start closing in on me. You can see guys colliding there as the Porsche and I come through the shot right now. And he's going to try and get back that position he lost for punting the other guy there. And you can just see I'm losing a little bit of time down the Aqua Minerale section there, I believe it's called. Wasn't too confident in there during the races, but now and again I get a little bit better. And we're just going to defend as hard as I possibly can and keep him behind. As you can see, nothing much he can do about that. Nothing much anyone can really do about that, to be honest. But now we'd formed a bit of a train. I caught up to the AMG ahead, me and the BMW and the Lambo, and we've been doing this for about 2 laps or so, I think it was. And yeah, so I've got the slipstream on the AMG, and I know right about here where the Imola sign is, you can see just the slipstream now taking effect, and you're really reaping the rewards of it in this last section of the straight. Getting on the brakes a little bit early again, it can leave him lots of room on the left side there, you can see. And boom, it was over. I had no idea what actually happened there. I thought the AMG might have hit me because I didn't give him just enough room at the time. But we're going to take a look at this whole thing and what caused it, and there's a little bit more to this. But you can see he's just a little bit too late on the brakes there. And he's going to go for a gap which doesn't actually exist. Yeah, he's going on the inside of that AMG there. It's all he could really do. I mean, he missed it. And as you can see, there's lots of room between me and the AMG, but the punt's going to send him. And yeah, he's going to give me a few shoves there. And as he goes past, for the last time, actually now finally passes me, he's going to scrape a bit of my nose there. Just happy the Audi didn't get involved in that as well. He could avoid it going on the right. Now here, just watching this again, you can see I get spun. And about here, I noticed on the radar there's a car coming, and I'm going to do what I can to get off the racing line because I thought I had enough time, and I get out the way. So I know I'm always getting on about people not tapping the brakes, getting out the way. So let me know. Here on board with the GTR. So watching this, I think I've done the right thing. I don't think in this situation holding the brakes would have been any good. I'm taking up basically the whole track there, and he gets through. It doesn't look like he's been affected much, if at all. But let me know. Now we're on back lap 14, trying to get back a few positions here. And we're trying to take on the Audi. And we're getting a bit of a run through the final section there, the chicanes. And right now, I've really got a run on him. And I'm going to go for the move into the second chicane here. Coming in and just trying to hold the inside line, but I didn't want to be too aggressive. And I think backing out of that move was the right thing. It was never really going to happen. The Audi probably, if I stayed there, would have hit me and got off the left. Now Ty's caught up to me, and he's been attacking for a little while. I think this is about a lap. This is the second lap of him going at it, trying to get past me. Going through the last chicanes here. He's going to give me a little bit of tap, and I wasn't too happy about that. So I put on my hazards there, just telling him, hey, don't do that again, please. But I do want to acknowledge Ty for... He's usually a front runner in these races, but he really gave me a run for my money. I'm gonna let this clip play out. You can just see him attacking me, and you can see a bit how I was defending. So shout out to Ty, great driving. And we won't talk about Man Panorama again. So as we wrap up this clip here, see he's going to have a bit of a run on me. I go very defensive into the corner here. And again, I'm able to hang on to my position. Yeah, it was hard work, and I really enjoyed this battle. It was stressful in the moment, but looking back at it and while I was racing, I was like, yeah, this is good. I'm doing something all right. And on lap 17, yep, he does it again. And we're still on board with Ty here, because I think this is the best view to actually see what happens. It's a bit messy for myself, and the car's ahead to Rackleman and Riley there. And Ty's going to go for a very late move here. And right now, he's got some run there, and yeah, he's just going to come straight over the curbs and smash into my car. I didn't realize I was that close to the barriers when I was exiting there, so I almost took off the rest of my wing that was on there after the AMG took it. Gonna go in really late on the brakes, but I get a little bit too late, and yep, that's it. Ty's through. The Jaguars also off there. I just didn't know what the hell was going on with them, but anyway, that was that. And this time we're catching up again. We lost the position there. The Porsche, he's really cautious on the brakes there. We actually get by, so that was super easy. Now lap 20. Yep. This time it's a Jaguar. As you can see there, I've got a fair bit of gap, but he's just going to munch up this curve here, which I'm unable to do. And he's almost past me there, I want to say. You know, he's really had a bit of a run. And coming down this semi-straight section into the final two corners, he's getting a bit of the slipstream. I'm going to brake really late, and he's just going to brake even later. And with the slipstream, yeah, that wasn't any good. He punted me off. So we're going to hop on board with the Jaguar here. And you will notice he does brake very late. I could brake around about the 100, just a little bit past the 100. Yeah, and he just sends me. So that was really frustrating. Especially that was the third time for me just going off. Yeah, so here we are on the final lap. And you can see I'm P28 there. The two guys ahead of me got penalties. The Jaguar that punted me got one for punting me, and the Honda actually got a penalty for something else that I'm completely unaware of. But luckily, those two guys are going to finish behind me, so I didn't really lose those positions. But yeah, it doesn't feel great getting the positions back just based on penalties. I was catching a little bit on the final run. But yeah, that's the end of race 2. So it's time for some self-reflection. Just a little quick bit about the race day and practice and everything. Yeah, so overall I think my day went really well. I can't really complain. Yes, it started horribly, and I drove my car straight into the barriers out of frustration because I couldn't get a good lap, or what I defined as a good lap for quali, at least a high 142. That's what I wanted. But the race went well. Race 1 went really, really good. And I think my attacking and defending game really went up. I'm improving a lot as a driver. I think this race really was a big step forward for me. Looking at race 2, a lot of that, I don't think any of those incidents were really my fault. It was just racing. But my driving, even with the damage and everything, was really good. So I'm happy with the end result. Disappointed, I could have finished a lot higher, definitely, had I not been involved in the first incident especially. But if we take that into account and we look at everything else that happened after that, yeah, I think I could have finished a lot better had I not been taken out by Ty and the Jaguar especially. And then also don't forget the AMG that punted me because of the Lamborghini that punted him. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for today, and I want to thank you again for watching another video. I really appreciate the support in these videos, or any videos I really put out. So thank you very much for that. And until next time, cheers.